and assembled devotees to our Seeing Through the Eyes of Scriptures 𝐤𝐢𝐧𝐞𝐬𝐬 session, Season 2. We are very grateful to have you all here, so let's commence this session by seeking Srila Gurudev's permission. Should we start, Gurudev?
Yes.
Alright. So the very first question for today's session is, if one of Brahman initiated disciples falls from this platform, leaves the temple, should he be allowed to keep the sacred thread?
If he has fallen from the standard, he, he's not practicing again. He's not nicely. He has no qualification to keep the thread. But if the devotee has simply changed, has relocated from a temple to a house, has a job, and is keeping a family, with the practice and attend to all the disciplines, yes, he can keep the thread. But if he has left the movement completely, there's no need to keep the thread. Because why will he keep the thread? He's not going to chant the mantras. He does not accept the movement, and keeping the executive principles. So it doesn't make sense for the person to keep the thread. And if the person keeps, that would mean that the person is an imposter. It means the person wants to use the system to cheat other people. Therefore, the person should not be allowed to do. Usually, when the devotee misbehave and is doing something wrong that is disturbing to the movement, when we ask the person to leave the temple, the person seek out. So the seeker. So it doesn't represent us. Because if the person is not acting properly, and if our paraphernalia with the person is a misrepresentation, it's so many crimes in our name. They can go and cheat people, and people will believe that they are Christian devotees. After the serious damage, before we get to know that we don't allow the person to carry any symbol that represents us. The person is not a member any longer. All right.
Yes, Gurudev, thank you so much. Our next question is it possible for a person to return to the spiritual world without taking initiation from a bona fide spiritual master?
I have not seen that one can make it back to Godhead without the spiritual master. I have not seen anywhere. Even one cannot go anywhere without being invited from that place. If you are going to visit any country, you must have some invitation from there. That is how you are going to get it. And if one does not know any person that you are going at, you must also book a hotel where you are going to stay in that place, which will be in the record. This person is come here, is going to stay in such a place, and the person's activity. Materially speaking, this is going on. And this day they will ask you, what is activities here in this country? What are they coming to do here? Yeah. They are asking that. So what about the spirit is most important. So it is not anyone to go back to Godhead without inviters. It must be somebody who is from there, a representative of Krishna. A few days ago, from Brihad Bhagavatam to Sanatana Goswami, he made a very clear, very strong statement. He said, as a comment, a comment is making on what Krishna said, that Vrindavan is made available throughout the whole universe. By hearing from the pure devotees. The activities Krishna has performed, they are all recorded in the Srimad Bhagavatam. But the pure devotees, they make it available that one can. And then Sanatana Goswami commented, although Vrindavan is available, is made available by the mercy of the pure devotees of Krishna, it is most important still are those who live in Vrindavan being in persons. Because for them, experiencing Vrindavan through hearing alone, but they are directly by all the senses, not only one of the senses. They are most fortunate. So one cannot, without the spiritual master. If it is possible, then what is the why we emphasize so much about spiritual? Why we emphasize so much? If it is possible, I have seen in the scripture and have heard from our acharyas is that, especially His Holiness Gogomen Maharaj, he much on this point that one Namabas without spiritual master, Namaparat, but Prem Nam cannot be spiritual master, because this is given on our own strength of chanting alone will attain that. It is given for us. Just like they are making Krishna available by as he is to us. They make Krishna available to us. Really. They make Vrindavan available to us by speaking, by explaining. Personal example. Similarly, they make Krishna available to us not by chanting and by personally. A perfect example has here. So the Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, meditate on somebody. How you meditate on somebody you don't see, you have not seen before. To make it. It is easy to meditate on something we have seen. So when you're talking about Japa bead or Japa bead bag, because we have seen that, because we have seen Panchayatati or Jagannath Baldeshu or Radha Shamasunda, because we have seen that. So what the image will come to the mind. So how do we meditate on something you don't know? Right? Some inexperienced people that will meditate on void. Some say meditate on plantation. Okay, we know plantain, no plantation. So you can think of it. Meditate on void, zero, nothing, just light. It's not sufficient. But the moment you tell a person who has, on Monday we are going to do some little meditation, how to be focused in our japa. I saw in Governor Retreat his grace, Burujan Prabhu, and he showed us his own favorite. He mentioned that this is my favorite picture. Radha Krishna, favorite picture of Krishna. And he said, for those who doesn't have our own favorite, so he pasted the picture of Krishna on the board. Now we can paste and see. So we meditate on that because we have, but without that, how will one meditate or concentrate on something we don't see? So Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave us an example how to get to that, how we can get over difficulty by hearing about the person. We heard about Krishna. She didn't see Krishna, but she had as Narada Muni perfectly described Krishna, and she placed that image that Narada Muni described in her mind. As she got Krishna, it becomes reality by hearing. Because somebody made it. And who is that? A representative pure devotee. So no one without issue of another pure devotee. And we'll look at the pastime of Kalaguna Acharya. Without going deep, one will qualify Ekalavya for what he did. Bona fide disciple. Because the scripture said, if a guru tells you out, you should go. I don't have anywhere to go except your location. Look at Ekalavya style. He did something like that. His spiritual master, you are not qualified to be my disciple. You should go. Made the image of his spiritual master and place him in his altar and started worshiping. And he got all the military science that he wanted. That spiritual master, by meditating, concentrating on his spiritual, even more experience than Arjuna, who was physically being Ekalavya externally. One was Jai. This is a bona fide disciple, first class disciple. One will really feel sorry. I don't know Ekalavya. Actually, I was feeling like that. When I was hearing as a disciple, I don't have this quality. How I wish I'm like Ekalavya. Acharya has condemned him. So what? Where has he gone wrong? Until he was like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur how they explain. Only what he did is perfect, but he has established him. Can, through duplicity, pretend to be a disciple. When he pointed out and very appreciative of beauty our chariots have. Who will see this fault in the Caribbean? Who will see it? Externally. Only those who are inside will be able to see. Put it out. That will be very, very appreciative of her causeless mercy, their compassion, the protection they are giving, something we don't know. That is able to us. They're so special. Always remain grateful to them for what they are doing in our lives. So here, our scriptures and our chariots teachings, it is not possible. Also, Sanatana Goswami mentioned they will select verses and here to come and help us. And while he's here, they will continue to support him from there because his connection. He is in the process trying to help us here. One day in Pune, one day, a question. Is it this tiny jiva as a spiritual master doing all those things to take us back to Godhead? I told him this tiny jiva who is acting, who is serving Krishna here, helping us here as our spiritual master. Yes, he is tiny jiva. Many other pure souls. I said the one I saw, it's like Sanatana Goswami mentioned this. I was very happy when I saw that. Like what I said was not speculation. And the many supporting, and I had my special master say many times in his lecture that we have many people who are helping us. Many that we don't see. We don't see them. If not as Nanda planning this, who will know that my special master is not alone? Supported, of course, we know that he's being supported by Krishna, but not all the Krishna associates are supporting him. Ready to the devotee was not necessary. So it helped to build the faith. He's not alone. And even to explain that in the Bible that my Father who sent me, and we talk. He's a Catholic. Then later I changed to gospel. I didn't go to Pentecostal. I didn't go to Protestant, the Methodist, or Baptist. But I maintained in the gospel. And from there I came to ISKCON before coming to Bhakti Yoga. in the Bible, it is there. Did Jesus say, my? He didn't say he's alone. The Father sent him. So in all this, there is always a spiritual head. Muhammad is, Jesus is there, and many others are there. So where is for anyone to speculate that one can go back to God's spiritual master? It is not possible. If it is possible, then there's no need. Worst thing is I'm sending so many people here to represent him. And why will somebody also, Jiva will take the trouble of carrying so many unnecessary people on his head? Who would like to take that unnecessary trouble on his head? All the challenges that are there, not even the challenges that one get from disciples, the problem you get from the disciples, whom you try to help, and the offenses that other people are projecting to us. I'm talking in terms of our ISKCON today. Most of us who are special master does not have respect for our, because of so many things that we're doing. And because when we see 90%, 95% of people do something wrong, they didn't sin. So when we want to speak, we generalize it. Gurus are this, gurus are that, guru. It is not that all 100% are wrong. 1% is there, or 5% is there. But because the 1% or 5% to 99 or 95. A common all gurus. And when one hears that, what would make the devotee who want to practice Christian concept? What would make such a person to venture going this kind of things on his head? I would like to say, let me see. After all, nobody promised me I will become a guru if I become. Who was in the beginning? Yeah, let me join Christian Mosaic and become guru. All these things came inside all this Maya. So, in all traditions, scriptures, we are not saying anywhere which without spiritual master is authorized or approved. So, the conclusion is that we cannot go back to Godhead without the mercy of Krishna. We need the mercy of Krishna. We need His mercy. His mercy is very, very, very important. We speak to destroy our ignorance, and they touch light that in your fight to see is the torchlight. How is that? They illuminate our consciousness with knowledge of Krishna. They destroy the darkness. See things as they are, and then practice that and become also pure. All right.
Yes, Gilbert, thank you so much. Our next question is, why does black magic affect devotees even after when they are wearing neck beads and they're chanting their rounds?
All right. Good question. Yes. Why devotees who are chanting Hare Krishna mantra, they are wearing neck beads, we're worshiping deities, taking prasadam by pure devotee. How can that person and Srita Mahaprabhu Mahaprabhu said, devotees who are protected by Sudarshan Chakra. How can a person by Sudarshan Chakra be affected? So Krishna specifically he told Pasupata weapon and the Brahmastra weapon, all these astras, they be compared to Sudarshan Chakra. By Sudarshan Chakra. How can that person be affected by blood? The answer is that a person who is chanting, not a person who is chanting alphabet, chanting the pure name of Lord Krishna. Even a person is not yet the pure name is chanting, but he has a faith. He has faith in Krishna, and his faith as being directed. That person is protected by Krishna. Even without his perfection, protected. Black magic would never affect the person. The person who is protected will be affected. We shouldn't forget that it is Krishna's energy. It is Krishna's energy. Demons, hey, what? They're Krishna's energy. Krishna's energy. Don't you see? That man fell down on the battlefield. Didn't attack the weapon of Indrajit. Lakshman fell. Who is Lakshman? Who is Lakshman? Balaram, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his energy. He fell on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Right there in the presence of the Supreme Lord. Right there. Of course. Why? He is respecting his energy. So, what about us? Who are we? What's the quality of our faith in Krishna? What's the quality of our relationship as a devotee? What's the quality of I heard from His Holiness that in the sixth canto of Bhagavatam, Yamaraj, don't go to Vaishnavas. They are not under me. Don't. Those people are wearing neck beat. Don't go to them. They are not under me. So His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj said, the neck beat, and we are not doing the bona fide activity that qualifies. Yamara will remove the neck beat, and his constable will arrest us. Cheat. Will be cheated. So if one thing that I can put on Roti, I can put on Tila, I can put on Sai, I can Roti, Yamaraj will know. If one is doing all these things very nicely, sincerely following, acting without blemish, guideless devotee, guideless, will not be affected by the black magic. Will not be affected. But the cheater will be affected. A pretender will be affected. That is how Krishna used that to expose who we are. Those who are sincerely following and practicing nicely have faith and confidence in Krishna and the spiritual clean. The hands are clean means that there's no duplicity in our life as a devotee. Such devotees are protected. Like Lakshman, he was in consciousness and killed in the same with Pradyumna, the son of Krishna, in Dwarka. He was also shot down in the battlefield, in Dwarka. So his charity when he regained consciousness, he was affected for some time. He died. He was not killed, but he was affected for some time. I said that they have to show Krishna's energy. When he regained consciousness, why did you take me out? If my father hear this, he would not be happy. Take me back. That was my duty. My duty is to protect you. When I saw you in danger, taking you out, now you have regained consciousness. I can take you back to go and do your duty. He went back, but he respected the weapon because it's Krishna's energy. It is clearly written there. It is clearly written there in that is saying the Varuna rule. Hanuman respected. Varuna is coming. So he didn't defend himself. He didn't attack him. In the Vedic culture, Vedic civilization, Hanuman respected Varuna. Oh, Varuna is coming. First reason. The second reason was that when I'll be under the influence of Varuna for some time, and in this way I will be able to Ravana to perfect my assignment. So I'll give the complete my master. So he surrendered for two reasons. Hanuman obeyed. So he was truly taken to Ravana. And he studied him completely. And when the time was up, so he succeeded. But he respected Krishna. Those of us who are cheaters will be affected. But those who are practicing very nicely, free from blemish, will be protected by Krishna. Full protect be affected. It will not affect us. So Krishna told us, yes, we will have a lot of challenges, but they will never be defeated. They said, my devotee will not have challenges. He didn't say that. Will not be defeated. Provided according to Krishna's desire, will be protected. So the conclusion is that actually acting properly in Krishna consciousness, chanting nice conferences will not be affected by black magic. Even though we feel it for some time, will be rectified. But for those who are pretending will be destroyed. The case of energies that they are acting on his behalf. Sometimes agency he uses to check those who want to be the witnesses. We should be careful. Remain as clean, and we will not have any doubt of Krishna's protection. It is those devotees, like Prabhupada gave example, backing of the caravan will move on and will not be checked, but will be affected by the dogs. The dog will bite. Are you still there? We are disconnected.
No, but I'm still here. Your voice is
Okay.
breaking, so I couldn't hear.
Um, I'm sorry. Yes.
No, thank you so much, Peter. Thank you so much. We just have
Uh,
one. Can we take one last question?
yes, 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 yes.
Uh, So, our last question is, at what stage we could say that a person is fully in Krishna consciousness?
In the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita, sorry, the last verse, chapter 4 Bhagavad Gita, the last verse. The last verse of, sorry, the last verse of chapter 4. Chapter 4, the last verse, and the last paragraph of the purport. The last paragraph of the purport. Srila Prabhupada said, the Lord is definitely the supreme person, and his activities are transcendental. One who understands this is a liberated person from the very beginning of his study, very beginning. He's liberated right from the beginning. He ultimately attained the perfection. Right from the beginning, one who believes this is real, his activities are real, everything about him is real, that person is liberated. Right from the beginning of studying Bhagavad Gita. Right from the beginning of our Krishna, coming to Krishna, accepting Krishna according to Krishna as our ultimate shelter. Right from the moment he accepts Krishna like this, that person is liberated. We have had many times. Lord Machanda said, anyone who comes, I am yours. That very moment, the person is mine. It doesn't mean we have become a pure devotee now, but our person is already ascertained. Just a question of time, it will become fully manifest. Right from the beginning, one is considered liberated. Right from the beginning, that is how powerful Krishna consciousness is. And it will take us time to all the processes of purification, ultimate purification, to come to the ultimate stage. That will take some time. But our liberation is just like a person who knows where he's going. You have a good car in good condition with everything in a good drive. Yeah, only time will separate us from the destination. But since we have started the journey, that is the wonderful nature of Krishna consciousness. Physical life. What is that we are seeing every day? We'll be doing at our professional stage. In a travel, if you're not a lawyer, you cannot practice. You have to perfect it first. In Krishna consciousness, every the duty of a true devotee. So we're all one is a guru. And so our scripture explain different levels of ultimate guru. The Sakshat Dhari. This is our system. So beautiful, so powerful. Simply, I will get there by Krishna's costless mercy. Yes, costless expensive. So we should depend on them. Our success is guaranteed. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Gurudev.
This is the last question, or you still have another one?
No, Gurudev, we are done for today's session. Thank you.
Okay. There's someone from the YouTube.
No, Gurudev, today we don't have live question.
Okay, because we started early.
Yes, Gurudev. Right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So we have reached to the
At
end of today's.
least this something. Yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry, Gurudev, please.
I finished. We started early today,
Yes,
and I'm trying to do it because we are not done for many weeks.
yes.
So we Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we have reached to the end of today's session. It's been a pleasure being with all of you today. Thank you so much for your patience. Our deepest gratitude to all who have attended today's session. We will soon return with another question answer session. Please do send us your question in Facebook or YouTube channel. You can also email your question on the ID mentioned in the description. If any chance your question is unearthed, we make sure your question is answered in the next session. Thank you so much once again. Thank you so much, Gurudev. Hare Krishna.
Parki Jai.
Jai.
Hari Bol.